I was just looking online to see some places I might travel to in 2021. Fingers crossed that we're not going to have another wave of COVID-19. But I was looking at some places that I wanted to travel to, including I like to play backgammon competitively. I'm playing in the intermediate division nowadays. And obviously the Computer Olympiad. And lately I've taken up bowling, so I've been looking at tournaments for bowling. And I was looking at places that I might travel to. And it felt really good to know that I no longer am constrained by my compulsive eating problems. See, in the past, I'm living in Wallace, Idaho right now. See, in the past, if I wanted to take a trip to Seattle, it's about a 5-hour drive away. I used to have to think about what foods I might need to bring, where I might be able to stop and heat up something in the microwave, or even plug in a crock pot somewhere. It used to be a big constraint, or better yet, it's wintertime, and I would eat in the car and make a mess there, and then I would worry, especially if the reason I'm going to Seattle is I have to meet up with somebody who might sit in my car. I would have to worry if the car was dirtied by my eating. See, in the past, I used to be very constrained by stuff like that, and now I'm looking at a tournament that might be held in a country where I have trouble with the language, where I have to leave all my favorite foods behind, right? See, here in the United States, there's a lot of comfort foods I could just walk down the street and get. When I travel to Italy and I can't speak the language and the brands are different there, that might not be so true anymore. It used to panic me a lot. Now I'm happy-go-lucky with it. If I go there and see something else that's suitable to me, even though I have dietary restrictions, I can usually find at least one or two things that are suitable. I'll get to try something new, right? I'm much more happy-go-lucky. There's enough to worry about in terms of travel, even after we are allowed to do so. I don't have to think about that anymore. Now, even though I'm living almost semi-permanently now in Wallace, sometimes I do have to head back to Seattle for a meeting, right? I work for a university in Bellevue. Sometimes a student really needs some help, and I'll go back. There are other things I want to do in Seattle anyway. I still have a number of friends there, so I'll go back, deal with the student, and mingle with some of my friends there while I'm there. And I find my trips have been a lot less constraining this past year compared to in years past. And the thing is, it's only food, right? I cannot imagine how it is for somebody who smokes cigarettes, right? It's bad enough that when I fly to Italy, I have a food craving. When I can bring the foods on board, sometimes I just crave something else altogether, right? It's bad enough to do that. I just can't imagine what it would be like if somebody smoked cigarettes, right? I hope, listening to my stories, you might have some inspirations on that. It's bad enough. Or I know some of my friends who are smokers, they don't like to smoke in their own car, right? I can't imagine what it's like to go on a 5 or 6 hour drive in the wintertime and to be a smoker. I just can't imagine that. If somebody could describe that in words, so you can feel free to leave a comment. Or to go to a bowling tournament that might last 2 or 3 hours and then constantly having to go out to smoke. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that anymore, right? I used to deal with the equivalent of that, right? Anyways, it's very liberating to have a normal relationship with food, and that's why I've redoubled my efforts this year. I found it a little bit more challenging in the wintertime compared to in the summer, but given how much I enjoyed this winter, even as challenging as it was, I've renewed the resolution for the year. Thanks for watching.